I feel nauseous, believe me. Never had a lot of shit come easy. Had to work hard, struggle just to be me. Had to rise up just so they could see me.
Hello everybody, it's Mrwebnvel. This should be part 6 to the top 5 web novel series, and today, the first web novel that we'll start off with is My Wife is a Beautiful CEO. Alright guys, let's get into this. So the genres are action, drama, edgy, harem, martial arts, mature, romance, singing, swanning, and the description. Yang Chen, a graduate from Harvard, he was fluent in English, French, Italian, and German. Okay, we got ourselves a little scar here. Yeah, he's also capable of fighting and a number of practical skills. He chose to go onto the streets to sell fried mutton skills for a living. It's not really what you expect, you know. You don't expect someone that, something has the brain of Einstein, got like A's in college, and, top grades, so if you can be walking on the streets, working at McDonald's, stuff like that, but, let's see. Maybe he has a reason for doing it. Lynn Wuxi. I can't pronounce her name. I just call her Lynn. Lynn is the CEO of a multi-millionaire. Of a multi-billionaire. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? The CEO of a multi-billion-dollar company, UA International. This company is one of the leaders in the cosmetic and fashion industry. Despite being only 20 years old, her ice-cold demeanor and beauty are well known and unrivaled in Shanghai City. Due to a wild night consistent with a lot of liquor, fate has brought them together, become husband and wife, and with that, the story begins. So, I'm sure you guys can put two and two together when it says a wild night consistent of liquor, they got to, back a boom, and, stuff happened, Well then, let's get into it somewhere. My Wife is a Beautiful CEO. Let me set the scene. Location, farmers market in Shanghai. There was a bustling crowd of people. There were kids returning from school. There were workers returning home, and elderly people buying groceries. We zoom into a young man making mutton skewers. He was covered in oil and grime. He has that all of his wife has the coffee-colored pants. So far, he's only made $10 after 7 hours of work. So obviously, our boy's not doing too good financially. Anywho, he does not seem to be put down from this and looks at the bustling crowd as if it's the most beautiful thing in the world. Our MC's peace is disturbed when a group of hooligans asks for overdue protection fees from the store next to him, and the store owner, an old man, is not able to pay, as the business isn't doing too good, and the current money he has is for his wife to see the doctors, and our MC, he was named Yang Chen, pays the protection fees for the old man, and the hooligan switch daggers to him and asks for face protection fees, and this brief interaction ends with the first leaving after Yang Chen promises to pay the fees tomorrow, and they agree to collect the fees tomorrow. The old man, who's known as Old Wei, thanks Yang Chen for the help and states that it's because of the money he lent that was able to have surgery be done for his wife. How nice for MC. You must think, what an upright, giving, gentle, rule-abiding, positive impact on society having MC we have here. For now, yes, but when you read a web novel, you shall realize your naivety. How MC pushes his car back to his own apartment after it gets dark. After looking at his calendar, he realizes something, has a quick cold shower, gets changed, goes to the bar. The bartender notices him and mentions that the owner of the bar, aka Big Sis Rose, has been waiting for him. He goes on and on about how he's the only man she's fallen in love with, and the only man that does not spend time with her, even though she wants him to. He states that almost all of the men with wealth in the city are interested in her, and that Yang Chen's differently in those sweet guts, as Steph Scott would say. Before he can go any further, he stops by his boss, who asks him how many times he thinks he's making me cut. So he's scared of his wits and goes off to the corner as if it's working. And the chapter ends with Yang Chen talking to Big Sis Rose and wishing her happy birthday. Let's get into the next web novel. So this is the second web novel, Devil's Son in the World. So the genre is action, adventure, edgy, fantasy, horror, mature and swanning. And the description, let's get into that. Generally, an attacker from Earth is reborn in a human body in another world, thrown into the legendary, evil, brutal demon realm, inhabited by devils called Mrwebnvel, where humans are treated as food. He has to survive while facing horrifying devils, poison dragons, and a variety of powerful enemies by using on a strange super system chip and its wits, surrounded by devil beauties such as the black-bellied Lolita princess. Lolita, to put it simply for you guys I don't know, is basically like well, from what I've seen, it has two definitions. It literally means a little girl or a woman that looks like a little girl. So for example, let's say she could be 30, but she was 12. That's the definition that I know about anyway. Yeah, so the black-bellied Lolita princess, the iceberg queen, the violet scythe, and the charming succubus. Wanting to live in the devil's world is hard. Wanting to live in the devil's world as a human being is harder. Wanting a human to be the devil's son-in-law is the hardest. Let us see how a small otaku uses his power and strategy step by step, starting from an ordinary human to what? Oh my gosh, what's wrong with me? Step by step, starting from an ordinary human to writing the legend as the devil's greatest son-in-law. Alright then, I messed up a bit, but we got there at the end, which is, let's get into my summary. Devil's son-in-law. Let me give you the basic information about MC. Name, Chinwiri, age 24, employment status, unemployed, after finishing college. He has no property to his name and no girlfriend. He picks up a phone that he found on the road one day, and he turns it on, and on the screen there's a text box saying, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I think anyone with a sense would think, do what? Why is it insinuating something negative may occur? He presses accept, then asking, "Are you really sure?" Now, that is a warning sign for you to just put the phone down after something happened, but of course, our MC does not do that. He's got nothing to go for anyway, inside anyway. He presses accept twice, and then it says, "Congratulations for the win. Welcome to the super system." Obviously, things do not go according to plan, as the phone explodes, and him holding the phone gets disintegrated. What an unlucky fool. He awakens and sees a handsome, dark-skinned man with pointy ears right in front of him. Him not realizing the situation he's in assumes that the man is an anime cosplayer, and he thanks the man for saving him. Chinwei tells the man that the cosplay is good, but his skin's a bit too dark, and that the dark elf is annoying, and asks his servant if he fed the right potion to Chinwei, and the servant replies he did, and that was a truth potion. After he realizes that what Chinwei said was the truth, the dark elf gets even angrier and orders for the servant to feed Chinwei another potion, and to drain a bottle of his blood from him. As I said before, our MC is an unlucky fool, and is not off to a great start. He's 0-2. He's the guy, he's the scoreboard. The potion he took is called the Terran potion, and as suggested by the name, it tears the body apart from the inside. After the dark elf is satisfied with Chenwei's screams, he orders his servant to send him to the prison, stab him from the night, and if he starves to death, the servant can eat him. And by the way, the servant is I forgot what it's called, an imp, something like that, an imp, a small weird-looking creature. Yeah. So after being thrown into the cell, the voice in his head says that he can get rid of the toxic substance in his body if he wants it to. He agrees, and the pain disappears, and a vast amount of information flows into him, and he realizes that he's in another world, and the owner of the body he's in is called Alpha. Alpha was 20, and when he went out to have fun, he was unfortunately transferred to the demon realm and captured as an experimental subject for Adonis, the Dark Elf. So before this, Alpha was in the human realm, and he fell into the demon realm. Just so you guys know that. Yeah, so he was captured by Adonis. It seems both these guys are unlucky fools, even though Alpha was described as lucky, obviously, before he was captured and tortured. The chapter ends with our MC having a crisis, contemplating how he will survive, and after not being able to think of a solution, he falls asleep. Let's get into the next novel, The Wizard World. Alright guys, the third web novel of the day is The Wizard World. So the genre is, action, adventure, fantasy, harem, mature, and tragedy. Alright, so let's get into the description. Yi-Sung, who once lived in a technological, advanced world, died and reincarnated into a normal teenager's body in another world. A fantasy world filled with magic. A series of events filled with tragedy, action, etc. began to unfold one after another. When he faithfully encountered one of the most guarded secrets of this world, obtained the legendary power of wizards. Watch how he reaches unreachable heights as a powerful wizard in this new world. Alright then, let's get into the summary for this, guys. The Wizard World. Let me set the scene. A carriage with golden straws is whopping along. On the golden straws is a young man sleeping. The young man is walking up as the carriage collides with a sharp stone, leading to the carriage having to stop. The young man, as you probably guessed, MC, and he realizes that he has been reincarnated and is in a different world. Our MC is called Yisung, but the owner of the body he is in is called Enjoy Leo. Enjoy thought of his horse and met his end, so that Yisung, and that gave Yisung a chance to be reincarnated. After this information enters his head, he falls unconscious and deep into the golden straws. When he wakes up, his father comes in and they have a conversation about him hanging out with wrong people and how to change. He also mentions that he's sent a girl, so he's waiting for him to do what he wants, but he's addicted to the sweet guts. Then he's in trouble. He eats the soup that his father gave him, accepts the human face fish, which is understandable as they'll probably scam for life if he did it. The previous owner of the body, Androy, challenged one of his male classmates to impress a female classmate that he likes, and he loses due to the suicidal, resulting in him falling off the horse. So it's going to set him up. Wow, these kids are vicious. Let's get into the next web novel, World of Warcraft, Fallen Realm Domination. Alright guys, so this is the fourth web novel, World of Warcraft, Fallen Realm Domination. Genre, action, ecchi, fantasy, helm, mature. Description: Zhao Yu, who was a student from modern Earth, accidentally transports to another world and becomes the lord of territory. Accidentally? How do you just accidentally just travel from one world to another world? Okay, anyway. Facing an unfavourable situation, he vows to take back his family business, build his new territory, kill all of those who covet his wealth, and dominate the world. So this is like for you people that World of Warcraft. I think that's a game. I don't even know. I can't get to be totally honest with you. I saw the web novel. This is like after I read like all the good web novels, all the good. Basically all the good web novels and all like the decent martial art web novels. And I was like, you know what, I'll give it a go. And it was alright. You know, if World of Warcraft is actually a thing, which I think it is, I'm not sure. If it is a thing, and I was actually into that, I probably like this web novel even more. But you guys are like World of Warcraft, probably like this, yeah. So let's get into my summary. I feel like if this channel becomes successful, which hopefully it does, but if it becomes successful, I like what my flipping what's called again? Do you like how different people have different like catchphrases or whatever or merchandise? Like for me, it'll be like Mr. Basically, Mr. Wonderful. Or let's get into the summary. Alright then, let's get into the summary for this. World of Warcraft, Fallen Realm Domination. Our MC is called Zhao Yu, and he's woken up by a beautiful woman, and he starts to get heat like a dog. Memories fall into his head, and regards to the woman in front of him, and the woman that entered the room are his sisters-in-laws, and his parents, plus all five of his brothers, are in the grave. He starts fantasizing about all the SEX he's going to have, and one of his sisters-in-laws complains that he has not hit the bucket yet, and about the fact that he lost property and them in a gamble. So more memories fall into his head, and realizes that his father was a general, and due to the emperor feeling that he might gain too much power, he bestowed the father with a remote to Barren Land, and after 3 decades of work, his father was able to turn the Barren Land into a small town, and out of the father's 6 sons, 3 died. Wow, this guy's own 3. Wow, I fought for him. And it's not getting any better. The father meets his end eventually, and the 4th son takes over the territory. But a few years after his wedding, he's turned into a pack by a demon tribe, so now this guy's flipping. Now he's 0-5. Yeah, so this is what you like after his wedding. So now his wife is a widow before they can even do anything. Yeah. The 5th son meets his end too, due to an illness, so all 5 sisters-in-laws are still virgins. Let me check the scoreboard. I've like got 1-6 now. It's not looking good. The previous Zhao Yu is a prodigal, virtuous gambler, and he gambled away his sisters-in-laws in a wager on the stakes with him getting back all the money he lost. He's cheated and loses, but even though he's a prodigal son, he realizes that he shouldn't gamble away his sisters-in-laws, which... Why would you even gamble people away? That's crazy, you know? So you have slaves, but he's not got slaves. Yeah. As a result, he gets beaten up and meets his maker, giving the new Zhao Yu a chance to be reincarnated. And the chapter ends with Zhao Yu cursing his bad luck due to the previous Zhao Yu, which is understandable, because you know, that guy's sent for failure. Like, you know, like in basketball, you can like help someone like set a layup, like give them the ball and then just throw it in. This guy made it hard for him. Alright, then let's get into the 5th one novel, Rise of the Demon God. Alright guys, so this is the 5th one novel, 5th and final. So, Rise of the Demon God. Who. This is a very good novel that I highly recommend to you guys. Alright then, so the genre is action, adventure, fantasy, harem, romance. Alright then, so the description. The trolls are here to prove my worth. I'll crush them. Enemies, I'll slaughter them. I said walking, I would messed up. Waking up in a new body and a new world after dying on Earth, Wang Chen embarks on a new journey in a world filled with gods and demons. A world where myriads of life forms exist and humans can cultivate and become immortals. Watch him rise to prominence with supreme inheritance and his hard work as he slaughtered everyone who stood in his path. Watch his journey as becomes known in the universe as a demon god, the ruler of death, forcing the heavens to bow before him. Known as the second inheritor, what happened to the first one? Who does this legacy belong to? What secrets is the universe hiding? Well, those are the first second question makes sense, because that relates to his power. But the first question is like, why do you care what the universe is hiding unless you're someone that can destroy planets and the universe is like Goku and Beerus, and like the gods of destruction. But here's what it is. Alright, then let's get into the summary for this fifth and final novel, The Rise of the Demon God. Rise of the Demon God. Enter Long Chen, our 19-year-old MC, who finally had the courage to propose to each other's friend, and responded in kind and accepted his proposal. Now both of them are dating. How can everything be good? One day he hears a woman screaming thief, and sees that woman chasing a man, and him not being able to ignore it, decides to stop the thief. Before he can do anything, after slapping the thief with his hand, the thief stabs him and continues running. This is one stupid boy. As if you mind your business, or you prepare for the worst and assume that the person has a weapon. Like, to put them together, someone that's stealing something from another person probably, they haven't got the best of moral culture, at least in that situation. So he expects the worst from them. He's having his last thoughts, agreeing with his dad that he's stupid. He falls into the abyss, and there's no light or sound. And Tim, he's in that state for eons. And just as a reference, gone into Google, and eon is a billion years. So after that, he awakens in the ancient oaken room, and memories flood him, as they do in reincarnation stories. And he realizes that he has reincarnated into a different world, into a 12-year-old's body. The last part in the chapter, Wang Chen's father was assassinated in this world, this new world that he's in now, and his son Wang Chen was also the target of an assassination, but was fortunate to survive, however, at a cost. So, thank you guys for watching the video. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.